My name is Miyoko Hatasako. I work in Administrative Office of the Graduate School of Education, Kyoto University, as an educational administrator. Today, I will be giving a presentation about the challenge facing Kyoto University's internationalization process with a focus on the support system for international students. With the rapid progress of globalization, the internationalization of the universities as an institution for higher education is really important. In order to attract international scholars and students of excellence, Kyoto University has been making efforts to improve the quality of its international activities. I would like to introduce to you some of the approaches taken by Kyoto University with comparisons to those taken by a university in the United States. I have broken this presentation down into 3 parts. First of all, I would like to explain about Kyoto University's ongoing project already undertaken to attract quality international students. And I will then focus on why we are putting so much effort into the university's internationalization. Finally, I will conclude by discussing what administrators can do to contribute in such a challenging situation. Now let's begin. The Japanese government has launched a new initiative program to increase the number of international students at Japanese universities. The project, named the Global 30 Project for establishing core universities for internationalization, aims to attract more international degree-seeking students by providing funds to offer courses which are taught entirely in English. The universities selected to receive this funding are faced with the challenges of preparing for a suitable environment to accept the large jumping numbers of international students. They are currently working on organizing curriculum in English, improving office functionality, hiring international faculty members, training administrative staff, and so on. Kyoto University had been improving its internationally related operations before being selected as one of the so-called G30 universities. I will now introduce to you some of the challenges Kyoto University is facing now, focusing on how we work to be attractive to international students. At Kyoto University, every faculty and graduate school conducts entrance examinations for international students. The responsibility is entrusted to each faculty and graduate school to examine the qualifications of international applicants. We found that it was very hard to examine their qualifications within the limited time period, because the educational systems are very different in each country. As a response, Kyoto University launched the AAO, that is Admissions Assistance Office, in 2010. The mission of the AAO is to efficiently screen the application qualifications for applicants from China, the largest group. In the United States, on the other hand, specialist international admission officers and counselors oversee the acceptance of international students. They are well trained and also provide peer reviews of the methodologies used for the evaluation of applications. I believe similar specialists should also be trained at Kyoto University. Next, I would like to introduce the support system for international students. At Kyoto University, there are several advisory services for international students. Students can seek counsel on various matters at the student lounge Kizuna or the International Student Advisory Room. These are photos of Kizuna. Student Lounge Kizuna is established in 2002. The mission of Kizuna is to deepen exchanges among international students and Japanese students. Kizuna provides monthly Japanese cultural activities. Kyoto University has also provided a tutor system to assist international students. Tutors are generally graduate students selected by international student supervisors. Although the budget is limited, this is highly reputed as a support system among international students. This system could be useful also for domestic students who wish to study abroad in the future. I would say this is a give and take relationship. When I worked with international students at the Graduate School of Letters several years ago, Graduate School of Letters has a lot of international students. I found some cases in which the Japanese tutors went on study at the home country of their partner international students. According to a survey conducted by International Student Advisory Room, good relationships with people surrounding international students have a much greater impact on them than good hardware such as residencies. We can imagine how stressful it is for international students to study within a different culture for several years, especially if they are degree-seeking students. Building a university-wide network system in order to support international students is urgently needed. Both faculty and administrators should work closely to protect students' privacy and develop a crisis management system within the university. At Japanese national universities, administrators generally move to a different section every 3 or 4 years. With this human resources system, it is difficult to train international specialists with language proficiency. Staff development is an urgent issue for our university's internationalization. I believe staff development raises the level of our university's competitiveness. I will introduce here Kyoto University's ongoing project. Kyoto University sends a considerable number of staff members overseas through Japanese MEXT and JSPS programs, among others. One of them is the staff exchange program between Kyoto University and UC Davis, University of California, Davis, which enables us to exchange administrators. This is a really unique program to Kyoto University. I was selected as the first Kyoto intern in 2006. It was a wonderful opportunity for me to experience American working culture. Through this internship, I learned that in the United States, they think of the operation of universities like businesses, and being aggressive is appreciated. For several years, Kyoto University has adopted an open opportunity policy when selecting interns for such overseas programs. This means that the chance to apply is given equally to all eligible staff. It is interesting to note that UC Davis also selected their first intern through a similar method to that taken by Kyoto University. With such programs, it is important that we not only exchange staff, but also maintain connections made after they complete the program, and develop our relationships and networks. It will also be increasingly important to work closely also with Asian universities as well as Western universities. The Global 30 program requires administrative staff to have a strong command of English language skills. Last year, Kyoto University has begun a practical English language program to strengthen English proficiency. This program is unique to Kyoto University. The texts were created by Kyoto University in cooperation with a major private English school based on suggestions and requests offered by staff members regarding the expressions that would be useful for their daily job. This practical English training courses project aims to give a chance studying English to all staff members for 10 years to come. At Kyoto University, most of the documents were written in the Japanese language, including those for international scholars and students. Kyoto University has recently launched an initiative to translate official documents to English. The English versions are put on the Kyoto University website with limited on-campus access. With this project almost completed, even the staff with no English proficiency are now able to work for international scholars through these translated documents. In an increasingly globalized world, isolated from globalized higher education system, attracting and educating international students who will become excellent scholars in the future will have a positive effect on the development of a country's society. Obtaining feedback from international graduates can help us to improve our future plans. Every country has a different background with regard to internationalization. I would like to introduce some examples of internationalization in the United States. As you know, the United States is a very multicultural country. More than 30% of its postdoctoral level employees are born outside of the US. More than a third of Nobel laureates are also foreign-born. Thus, international scholars and students have been making outstanding contributions to the advance of the US science, engineering, as well as its society and economy. Therefore, how universities attract excellent international students is really important in the United States. However, since the 9/11 incident, the US government has been struggling to strike a balance between national security and foreign acceptance. As a result, its visa regulations are getting stricter. International relationships are give and take relationships. They are not a one-way street. When we accept international students and provide them with an opportunity, it has a great impact on domestic Japanese students as well as international students. In my personal opinion, I truly hope that international students get interested in Japanese language and culture. Although it is very tough to master non-native language, we can understand different cultures and their way of thinking more deeply through the mastering of languages. What I learned through UC Davis internship and my daily work is a philosophy of continued relationships. I would like to wish for continuation of solid partnerships with domestic universities as well as foreign universities. I think this workshop is a great opportunity to reinforce that. As I mentioned so far, Kyoto University has been engaged in various projects to enhance its internationalization, but at the same time, it is facing many issues to solve. In addition, as the Global Study Project is only a 5-year program, it is an urgent issue for us to secure sufficient budget after the Global Study Project ends. Globalization is a worldwide trend, and we cannot deny that internationalization of higher education is necessary. In some cases, we might be required to rethink our traditional ways of doing our business. In order to deal with these issues, it is important to train international